Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at the Zak's Traders Cafe for Friday the 7th of June. Starting off with the S&P, which is basically a case of no news equals good news. We're above the old record peak there from the turn of March, April. 52.64 above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking for up to 5,500 by the end of next month at a September 2023 resistance line projection. On the downside, if we do break back below 52.64, then the limit to the downside currently seen as being the area of the 50-day moving average, and the floor of that rising formation at 51.80. Next up is the Nasdaq 100, which has obviously been covering itself in glory in the recent past, maybe helped along by the Nvidia fever. It gapped up on Wednesday, and the market looking to make further progress within that rising trend channel from September. 19,800 could be seen as soon as the end of this month, the way things are going at the moment. Only back below the recent gap floor, 18,500, really delaying the upside scenario for the Nasdaq 100. Moving on to the stocks, and quite a few interesting situations today. The first one is AMC Entertainment, which seems to be wanting to regroup itself after the horrors of last summer. You can see that the market is hooking up with this, two unfull gaps to the upside, one at in last month and the other one to start this month. And we've broken recent neckline resistance around $5.40. Above that, looking for the top of the range and the top of that channel there from back in November as high as $10 by the end of this month. Onto a stock which we've covered recently, and it's looking quite intriguing. Brand Engagement. Here you can see that we've had the breakout from a falling wedge and found support at the breakout point around $3.40. Above that, looking for this market to hit up to $10 as soon as the end of next month. The good thing here is, I suppose, the risk reward and the risk management is relatively appealing for this situation. China Liberal is next, and here you can see that we've broken through recent resistance. We did that actually on Wednesday around $1.30 and made good progress since then. We're also back above the old support there for the shares around $1.70, and the longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move to the top of that rising trend channel from the beginning of the year, as high as $3.50 by the end of this month. Star of the show is GameStop, not only because of Roaring Kitty, but also because the last couple of calls here have been very successful. One was at $16 early in May, and obviously the shares tripled, etc. after that. Next call was the idea that we've got an island reversal there, so gapping down there late in May and then gapping up, and basically above $20 area. We're looking for $35 initially, and then as high as $55, which we're still looking for, hopefully, over the next few sessions. The obvious thing now is that above that old peak there from earlier in the week, around the $40 level, above $40, looking for quite naturally a retest of 64.83, the May peak. A stock which is perhaps not quite so exciting yet is Illumina, but we've got this broadening triangle situation there. That's been in place since the end of last year. Looking for an end-of-day close through the 50-day moving average, $118, and above that, hoping for 150 plus by the end of next month. But obviously, the 150 only on offer if we can get a decent close above that 50-day moving average. One of the big risers and now fallers of the recent past has been Logistic Properties, and here you can see the wreckage of that massive move in both directions. Current situation is probably worth looking for one of our previous targets there around $50, and above that, then we could say that the shares may be ready to regroup. Below that, we've got the risk of another previous target at $34, so 34 to 50, the range we're looking for there at Logistic Properties. Moving on to Lululemon, which probably needs a bit of love at the moment, given the way that we're in this falling wedge situation. The stock also has resistance at the 50-day moving average there at $343. Basically need an end-of-day close back above that March resistance line at 337. Otherwise, looks like we might have to fill the gap down towards 308, the gap that was left yesterday. Next up is PayPal, which is looking decent. We've got a rising trend channel there from back in September-October time, breaking the 50-day line there at 64.50, and above that looking for $73.70 by the end of this month. Palantir is next, and here you can see it's made a little push through the 50-day line there, $22 above that. Looking for the shares to head to the top of that rising trend channel from January as high as $31 by the end of next month. Downside hopefully limited to floor of the channel there at 21.30, whatever happens. Robinhood is on the front foot as well, and here we can see that the shares breaking out within that rising trend channel from December, and above the old resistance there around $20.40, looking for the shares to head up to $28, hopefully by the end of this month. That's the December resistance line projection. On to the last three. The first one is coming up, and it is Tungray, and here you can see we've got this triangle formation there, looking for the shares to give us an end-of-day close above that late April, early May resistance line of $4.80. If they can do that, then we could head up to as high as $8.50 by the end of this month as the shares snap back into action. Ideally, there's now no lasting price action back below the $4.50 area. On to Uber, and here the market turning around after that extended top for February to April. We've also had an bear trap island reversal, so gapping down then gapping up. Tends to be a very strong signal, catches people out. Above the 50-day line, looking for the shares to hit the top of the range there, as high as $84 by the end of this month. So quite a punchy call there on that. Finishing off with Vigil, and here rising trend channel base. We just had a bit of a bear trap there below $2.80. But above that, looking for the top of the channel there from back in November as high as $6 to be hit by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of recent broken resistance at $3.80. That's it from me today. More updates over the weekend.